Okay, let's just get things lined up and make sure I'm where I need to be and not a wonky donkey. That'll do. There we go. Let's press a button here. There we are. Bit of craziness for Sunday morning. Let's have a look, see if it's going to find me. No problems at all. Wow, so today's the day. Look at that. There we are. Then let's put good morning on here. Good morning. Good morning. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Hi, Diane. Hope you're well, sweetie. Okay. There we go. Morning. You're bright and early. Fabulous. Hopefully you got a good day ahead of you, Diane. Wolverhampton's quite dry, overcast. Hopefully a bit more pleasant where you are. Hi, Sarah. Hope you're well. Hope you got good weather. We're doing morning, Lisa. Oh, brilliant. Hi, Pippa. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Pippa. Oh, how young are you? Hopefully 21. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I've ventured 21 many times. Many times. Yeah, I'm glad to hear you're good, Diane. Good to hear it. Good to hear it. Yes, I'm not too bad. I'm having a brain moment, as I always do. It's Sunday. Oh, it's raining in Rotherham. Ugh, damn. Moira, hopefully it's going to cheer up for you in Rotherham. It's a very interesting place, I'm sure. I'll just let a couple of people log on and then we'll play, as you do. I am just doing some backgrounds. It looks like rain. Yeah, I know. Rain's due. It's always the way, isn't it? Yes, a happy birthday to Pippa. Oh, fabulous. Hopefully you're going to be spoilt rotten. Fingers crossed and all that. Hi, Bernie. Hopefully well, my sweetie. There we go. Good morning. Hopefully you're having a fabulous Sunday morning with the family. It's wet here in Wales. Oh, Sarah, crumbs. Lou, morning. Hopefully you're well. Fabulous. Not really interesting players. Oh, well, you're there. There's bound to be interest. Dearie me. Hi, Yvonne. Hopefully you're well. Cloudy. Oh, cloudy in Scotland. Oh, crumbs. Bless. There we go. Lots of birthday wishes. Right then, let's play. Hi, Jane. Hopefully you're well. Good morning. Okay, and for all of those lurking in the backgrounds, hi, welcome, and all that. So I've been faffing, as you do. I like to faff around when it comes to backgrounds and stuff like that. And I've literally just whacked this together. Literally just before I come on air, because I just wanted to say how watercolour paints and oxides were just playing around. Morning, Chris. Together. So this morning it's not going to be a long thing. I am going to do a little bit of watercolour painting just to blend some colours together and see what they're like. I want to get some backgrounds done. Some stuff like this just to show you some different backgrounds. Morning, Alison. Just some different techniques, you know, as you do. I love this. This is what inspired me for today. So I've done this yesterday. I just wanted to do a bit of a brain dump. And I thought, you know something, I love the way that's gone on there. So I thought I'll show you guys, you know, as you do. And then I'm off to finish off my drawings for my stamps. So yeah, I've got an interesting couple of days ahead. Getting the things put together and stuff like that. So yeah, all good. So I just wanted to share just some different techniques with how I get these backgrounds put together. And then, you know, I could do a bit of stamping as well. I've put one of Tracy Evans' lovely like daisy stamps, but I've done watercolour first and then I put some oxides around it, so you can blend really well. So I've got watercolour card and super smooth. Now all of that there is 300 GSM super smooth pink frog. This is their 280 GSM watercolour card. So that, oh, bless you, Pippa. You're very welcome. You still didn't tell me if you were 21 again several times or not, you know. But, hey, it's all right. If you don't want to disclose, you keep it to yourself. But happy birthday. Because I'm not going to give you the bumps or anything or tread on new shoes, you know, and all that sort. Remember them back in the day? We used to tread on somebody's shoes when they had new shoes. Especially when it was trainers and white trainers. Morning, Rach. Now, Rachel will be off to see her mum in a little while. Bless. So, all good there. But like the colours, it all depends on the colours you use as to how the blend goes. So obviously there's a lot of colours. Make sure, yes, honestly, it's right. You've got to Relax. Hello. Oh, trapped a nerve. Oh, crikey. Oh, dear me. Jasper's going to have to wait on you hand and foot now instead of the other way around. Oh, crikey. It's all that gardening you're doing, Debs. Crumbs, what you like. Morning, Annette. Okay, let's have a play then. Let's put some paper. Now, I know most of you have got oxides. It makes no difference on your colours. And I know most of you have got watercolour paints of some kind. Now, I've obviously got the kuretake 48 here. I've also got a huge selection of the gansai tambi bits and bobs. So all I'm going to do is just do basic colours on here, because you'll be able to match those basic colours whether you've got let me just grab a couple of so whether you've just got Newton and Ridley, yeah, Windsor and Newton. Don't know where I get Newton and Ridley from. It's a blooming pub, isn't it? Oh, it's a bit icky. So unless you've just got a basic palette, which will be great, so you can do that, or whether you've even got something with a little bit more in. Oh, it's always one of them. I'll just look. Mine's always messy. I love to redabble in paints, but yeah. So depending on what set you've got, you play away. Whether they're cheap, whether they're expensive, mid-range, whatever. Beer on the brain, honestly. Ain't that weird? I think it's because it's in the Newton bit. That's what it was. It's hard to believe, but I don't really drink a great deal. Hi, Alison. Oh, dear me. I know it's difficult for some of you guys to grab that. Oh, I go out on a Friday with date night with the other half. Isn't nearly, yeah, it is, you know. And do you know something? I haven't even watched Coronation Street for, goodness me, well over 15, 20 years. I couldn't even tell you who's in it nowadays. Goodness me, how mad is that? Obviously, it's captured. I've got something on me. Let me get a tissue. Anyway, so hopefully you're all well. So grab yourself some paints, grab yourself a bit of paper. I've got a tissue because no doubt I'm going to need it. I'm already a mess and haven't done anything. I don't know how, but there you go. It's about the perks of being me in my brain. Okay, so again, it depends on colours, whatever your favourite colours are. I've done pinks and blues on this one, yellows and greens on that one, purples, blues and pinks on this one, red, orange, yellow, bits of green, and then this one has got a bit of everything on. So it's got browns, it's got blues, it's got reds, purples, etc, etc. So you can actually do whatever colour you want. So give me an idea then. So I'm not, honestly, yeah, I'd probably say it's probably about 30, well, I wouldn't be 30 years for myself, but you probably ain't far off, if I'm honest with you. I ain't really a soapy person. So somebody throw a colour at me, and I'm going to use that as a start point for me. So I'm going to look at the comments. I know there's a bit of a delay between comments. So, oh, Dad's brought Mum a cup of tea. Mum's in the house listening to a book. Purple, there we go. Purple, lilac, fabulous. Okay, so let's move these out the way. Purple and lilac of what's been brought out first of all. So purple, lilac, shaded lilac. So I have got wilted violet and shaded lilac. Hits Lisa with blue. Boom. Okay, so we've also got green, yellow, mustard seed, blue. I'll do salvage patina, and I'm just going to grab blueprint sketch. There we go. Another purple vote. Okay. Let's see what we got then. Lilac, yellow, purple, green. There we go. So, if I'm going to do a green, I'm also going to have, I think that's about it really. We'll do peel paint. We'll do that. There we go. Great shot. Boom. Bam. There we go. Okay. So, that's what you've been saying. So, I'm going to use these colours for oxides, and I'm also going to match them up with paints as well. So, I'm going to sort of put these down first of all, see what we get, and show you different techniques, and then we're going to play around with some watercolor paint so you can see how mixing both of them will do you a little bit of niceties. Now I am going to salvage patina. There we go. Let's have a look. Peel paint. So I'm going to also get out your re-inkers, right? So let me just have a look. Shaded lilac, yellow. What we got as a yellow? Fossilised amber. I've got mustard seed. Let me have a look. Wild honey. Oh, I've got mustard seed. Hey, we're doing well here on the re-inkers. I haven't got every single re-inker, but let's have a little doodah and see what we have got. No, okay. I've got a green, got blue. Have I got a darker blue? Let's have a look. Oh, uncharted. Broken. Oh, broken china's a bit of all right, isn't it? Oh, I'll do mermaid. Okay, mermaid lagoon. So, hello everybody. If I haven't said hello to everybody. Hi Ruth. Hi Bernie. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. So there we go. So I've got the pads out. I've also got some re-inkers close to or off. Yeah. I've got a yellow. I've got purple. I haven't got wilted violet, which really does surprise me. I'll play with seedless preserve instead. There we go. Okay, so we have got watercolour paints, we have got re-inkers, we've got oxides. The re-inkers are oxide, so obviously I re-ink as I go, sort of thing, as you do. What I'm going to do now is just start to top up. Same as these, I've got re-inkers for my verses, because it's one of them, isn't it? Which is like so. Yep, fabulous. It just means that as and when I'll just plop along and do my stuff. Right then, so let's get, I'm going to get one large, let me just grab a large piece first of all. So Mum is in the background making bits and bobs, bless her cottons. And then for you lot on Facebook, there's Mum. Say hello, Mum. Hi, all right. I'm doing mushrooms. She's making a mushroom, bless her. Cup of tea from my dad and making mushrooms. So there you go. You guys have had a little behind the scenes look there. Let me just put them. There we go. Oop, there we are. Bernie says hi.
Hi, Bernie.
She's still got to collect her oogie boogie, but
got the bunny.
we're looking after it well for you. We've adopted it just for a little while.
Eating us out of open.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is now, let's move these out the way, put them over there. I've got a selection of brushes. I am just going to use just a sable brush on this one. And this is a number 8. So these just go into a point. I like to just put mine into a point and be really nice with it. These are real hair, not synthetic. I have got synthetic brushes as well, but I've got real hair and synthetic. So I've got a mix of the two. I can feel the difference when I'm working with them, okay? Just so you guys know. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put down some colours now. I'm probably going to put green here, blues around here, and then I'm going to take them into purples. So as you see now, that's roughly where I'm going to put them on here. So, and I'm going to use Tracy's lovely brushes. Now, you know how we all big up Tracy with her delivery, right? So I had a conversation on a night with her. They were there the next day, sort of thing. That's how good Tracy Evans' delivery is, you know. Absolutely fabulous. Now, these brushes are gorgeous. I am using oxides, and just look how soft that is blending. Beautiful. So there's one bit. And then I am going to get a green brush. So I brought 3 packs. So they actually do, and I did buy them, by the way. I wasn't sent them for free or anything like that. I brought them. She's got a pack of 3, which is fabulous value. So that's your peeled paint. So I'm going to put them over there. Now the blue, I've got a light and a dark. I've got Salvage Patina, which is one of my faves. I love this colour. So I am going to just take that a little bit here and there, maybe. Why not? Thumbs up. Oh yeah, I was waiting for buttercups, but you know. No, yeah, please give us a thumbs up. Algorithms and all that nonsense, you know, it all helps. It helps me allow to provide free content for you guys, because I wasn't going to come on here this morning because I said, oh, I'll be holding back a little bit, and then lo and behold, I thought, oh, I'll come on, as you do. But yeah, if you can pop a thumbs up, it just helps. It helps the channel, it helps the algorithm nonsense and all that to do. I don't know, one of them. Now, there is a difference in, obviously, the brush sizes, and it goes down really tiny as well. So, it goes down to this sort of thing. Now, I'm going to do this for my, what they're called? I'll tell you in a minute. Pan pastels. Because the bigger ones, for me, that's a little problem. I probably need a next size up sort of thing. But I have utilised them all as much as I can. So, they've all got colour on. I've used them all. They're all in little sections now, so I'm happy. Diddly-doo-dah. But again, it's what, you know, it's what you guys sort of, how you want to put them together. So wilted violet, beautiful colour. And again, I know that this area here is going to be stunning because I just love when purples and blues get together. But I tell you, doing this with the help of focus of your stamps later, yeah, definitely. So this will definitely help me later. Now, obviously the purple over the yellow has given me that brown, which is nice to bring it in. So don't be shy to play around with your colours and just see how differently they all blend out. Now, let me just see if I've got... No, I'll use this, as you do. Oop, there we go. Shaded lilac will go on here as well. Why ever not? Sharing's caring in my book. They all blend together nicely. Now, you can add additional colours on once we've done this, but this is on A4 300 GSM Pink Frog, because I know this is going to take a load of water. So there's the colours I've used. So there's my first sort of little bits. I'm just going to move these out the way so they don't get drowned. And all I'm going to do now is just squirt some water on. You know me and water. And this is why you've got to use a decent card. You know, unless you're using watercolour card, feel free. But I use a decent card because I know that I'm going to put a load of water on. Now, if I'm putting a load of water on, let me just get a brush. And just to make sure we've hit everything and moved it all around, because it will pool in areas. And if you don't want it to pool, just move it around, yeah? And if you do want it to pool and give certain movement, then leave it. You haven't got to move any of this around if you don't want to. So I'm going to see what it looks like. I'm going to blend in colours. I'm going to move things around. And this will probably be the time while this is wet if you wanted to flick on any white or anything like that. So let me just dab off. Let me just get a cloth. Because although I love it when it sort of pools at the ends, I don't. Because then when I go and pick it up, I've got colour all over me. Now, if I wanted to put any white on that, which would be my Dr. Martens bleed proof, let me just grab myself a little, that'll do, just a little fan brush. I'm just going to put some water on that, and I'm just going to pop it in here. That's probably too much, but that's okay. And then I'm going to put it into that, put a bit of water into that. Now, where I've got pools, I'm just going to let it do its thing, really. And this is if you wanted sort of a cosmic sort of thing, because at the minute now everything is doing its thing. And if you don't like the look of something, you add more water to it. Yeah, it really is as simple as that in my book. Water, water, water. So just to prove a point, you add more water, the white will bleed in. So you can see how the white's moving. Now, obviously, it's not an oxide. So this is going to move totally different to how your oxides are. So if you think to yourself, well, you're going to have to physically put in, move it around, tap it down, do whatever you need to do. But remember, once you've touched something with the colour of the white, will no longer be white. It will then have that mix. So let me just get the heat gun on. So I'm using this one, the Heat It Up tool, which is like more of your embossing. I do my embossing with this one. Now, you can see the water moving around on here. That's what I like. And I can pick it up, bring it down, move it around. And if I want to keep it in an area, I will turn it around like so. But what I want to do is just allow that to cloud and blend together beautifully. And where it's just starting to dry out, you will see those little sort of lines where the colours are together. And if you don't want that, just move it around and allow it to still move, and you won't get such harsh sort of you know, your watercolour marks. You can dab it, you can touch it, you can dab off if you want to. This is where you do you. Yeah. So for me, I'd use this background, no problem at all. So let me just dry it properly. To make sure it's dry, if you pick it off, you will see where it's shining. So I suggest you look at where you've got that shine, aim the heat on it, and dry it out so you actually see the water evaporate. So I've got a little bit of a wet patch there, and I've got a wet patch here. Hi Lisa, hi Sarah. You're here at last. Oh dear. Hopefully you didn't have too much hassle with too many adverts and God knows what else before you get. It's really weird because, you know, if I go out and come back in, I end up having to watch adverts as well. It's a bit narky, but hey ho. Like I say, you watch an advert, it gives me all of a penny. That's only if so many of you watch it as well. It's all meant up though, you know. We won't what's it, but okay. So A4 piece. Now you can look at that and you think to yourself, okay, if you want to cut that down and have 2 pieces of A5, you can think there we've got the purples and stuff over there. No, Mum didn't want to get all. Oh, okay, fair enough then. And then you've got yellows and, you know, so you've actually got 2 different sort of cards if you want at the end of that. Or you've got one nice piece like so. Now that could be your sky and this could be your bottom area if you wanted to do like a nice great big bam, you know, a piece where you can really and to be fair, I probably would keep this to sort of maybe do something with some nice trees and have a walkway through it and really bring it over. Made the move over to this one. Oh, there you go then, sorted. Let me just put the lid on that a second, because knowing me, I'll knock things over and it'll go a bit wayward. So there we go, just so you guys can see as well. I know that you can sort of see, but the white, when you use the bleed proof, it will leave a stain like a star, and that's why I like to use it for galaxies. So if you are doing some sort of a galaxy piece or you want to do that as a sky, this is fabulous to do that. Okay, so let me just grab maybe, yeah, say something like that. So I've actually put the white in. I've done bubbles and daphnis on that just to see what that would look like. But where you get this beautiful blend and movement, the more water you put on, the better. All right, so that's a nice one. So I'm going to get a piece of paper now. So this just gives you an idea of using a lot of colours, of how you can bring them together. Now if you wanted to be more prominent with them colours, you could then put on some of the watercolour onto this. Now let me just move brushes out the way because I don't want to get brushes over and done with. But you've also got, remember, we've got those lovely little re-inkers, and I'm going to put them down and blend a background with the re-inkers now, just to show you a different way of doing it. And I'm going to do this on super smooth, so this is easy to do, and I'm going to keep showing you these things in different ways. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there and I'm going to put this here. Now over here I'm going to get the re-inkers, because some of you have got re-inkers and you're just sitting there looking at them, but they're absolutely fabulous to use. Now I've got seedless preserve, I've got mustard seed, I've got peel paint, I've got salvage patina, mermaid lagoon, and shaded lilac. Okay, so I'm going to put these down and just play around with them. So I've got a yellow and a green, like a purpley pinks, and then a light and a dark blue. Get the gist? Okay, and I'm going to paint onto here. So the first thing I'm going to do is give the re-inkers a good shake, because you don't want all the pools of goodness at the bottom. And I have been using these, so I haven't got a really, this one you can see I haven't used, and you've got that definite between the two where it just needs a really good shake. Obviously I've used peel paint, but give it a really good shake. And they have got their little balls in there, so shake your balls, ladies. But the only time you will do it, but give them a shake. Right, so we've got yellow, and you don't need a lot of this. So we've got yellow, we've got green. I'm going to keep these two close together because we might blend them. So I am probably putting down way too much, and it's only a smidgen that I'm putting down. Well, let me just shake that up because that looked a bit iffy. Let me just give that one a shake. There we go. Yeah, so you want to make sure you still haven't got that split. So I'm going to give a shout out to all those top fans. Those are the ones that have subscribed. And don't forget, if you subscribe to the workshops, you're going to get a live. So it's going to be a live workshop with me, one-to-one with you in the group. And this will not go out into the ether, so nobody else will be seeing it. And it's going to be in-depth. And I am going to be working on that as well over the next couple of days. So I'm working on my stamps. And I'm also working on the tutorial, which you guys pay $12.99 a month for, but it's going to be a good one. So there we go. And I will be using a mix of stamps as we progress as well. Okay. So on here, we've got the re-inker. So all I'm going to do, welcome to your monthly workshop. Woo! I am going to spray water on here. So putting that aside over like so. Now 300 GSM, I have got a pool of water on there. And I don't know whether you can just see how much of a run of water I've got. And all I'm going to do is get my brush, a little bit of water, nothing major. And I'm going to scoop up my re-inking. Now, it's a bit like your gansai tambi because you can put it on, you can move it around. I love it. Now, I'm just going to pick up a bit of yellow, just put that into it, allow it to blend and move around. Now, you can leave this to dry. And I think these make absolutely fabulous backgrounds. Or you can just add, I'm just going to add a little bit of blue in as a contrast. Because blue and yellow makes green. And guess what? We've got green on the page. So just here and there, just bring it in. Just so, you know, the patina ranges give such amazing backgrounds. Love them to bits. So again, you can allow that water to do exactly what it does, and it's an oxide, so I know I can play around with these as well. Now, because of the amount of water, I can dab off the edges like I normally do if I want. Haven't got to if I don't want to. And I'm going to dry them, so they're going to give me the same technique as what I'm doing if I brushed on the colour. But sometimes if you didn't want to do a brush and you wanted to paint, this is a perfect way to play around with your re-inkers. So I'm just going to let that blend in. Beautiful. Now, because it's like a concentrated tint, sometimes it's a more vibrant than what you get when you just put it on with a brush. So there's another option for you. And I'll just show you a little something else once I've got this dry on here. Oh, I'll just put it in a puddle of water. Let me just take that off. So let me just dab this off. There we go. Done, done, done. Right, so let me move that one over here. We'll revisit that in a minute. So let me dry this off. So this is painting with your re-inkers. Beautiful. Now, if you look at that and you think like it, you can put a nice silhouette, a nice black to really pop it out. So you could end up something similar when you're using a nice black silhouette stamp on that, and you would really bring something else, a nice sentiment on there. Perfect. But if you want to take it a step further and you actually want to bring in and maybe buff out and you don't want the white space, I'd add yellow into this. And what I'd do there is whatever's on my brush, I'm just going to blend in. So again, all I'm doing is just taking the effect into. Now it's the same because I'm just using, is it 12? Yes, it's $12.99 a month. So for $12.99 a month, you've already got content in there. So that's without your actual big make. So I've already posted something in there, which is fabulous. Something to get your teeth into and start. And I've got salvage patina already on here. So all I'm going to do now is just take this in. Just a little bit. There you go. Now, if you wanted to, you can actually go into salvage patina and just take a little bit more. If you wanted it just that little bit more in depth in places, go for it. Don't be shy. It's your creation. It's what you like. You could even add a bit of brown into this if you wanted to. Now, for me, I like the look of that. And I think to myself, well, I just want a little bit more of a pop of yellow. Now, without going layer, 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 I love my layers. But sometimes you just want to sort of have a hit here and there. So, I'm going to get my brush. Don't worry, Michael. At least you've preparing dinner. Oh, well, Mum's with me in here. So, She's not preparing dinner at the minute,
It's
but
already done.
oh, it's already done apparently. Wow, she's on it.
Early because I want to play with clay.
Mum's playing with clay today, so Mum's sitting next to me, but she's got a book in her ears, so she's got her hearing aids in, which makes a change, and she's actually listening. Now you can see I've just blobbed straight on my oxide onto here. You see the price and you choose which level. There you go. Bless you. Sharing's caring. I love you guys. So all I'm going to do now is just move that around with water. Yeah. And if you don't like what you've done, get your spray and spray it, because you've put oxide down, and you will now see the difference of having that little bit of water on your oxide that you've brushed on. And to me, now you've got that seam blend running through. Now I am just going to move that a little bit, and I'm going to dry that. Making a lamb casserole. Oh, very nice. I think we're having lamb next week. It's chicken this week. So if I do eat meat, I usually have a bit of chicken. So, and I can only say I don't have the chicken when I've smelt it cooking. It's really weird. Bit of a weird one with me. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a couple of the pulls out, and I'm just going to blend off the edges. And then I'm going to just dab little bits here and there. There we go. Lamb, everyone loves, it's so expensive though, isn't it? Lamb, crikey. Craziness, absolute craziness, the price of lamb. Right, so I've rushed that a little bit, but it's okay, as you do. So there's that. Now to me, that you've got this gorgeous blend going on now, and if you want it, like I say, you've got a brush, and if you wanted to add a little bit more of a blend on, you can do that. You can add some white splatters on if you want. It's totally up to you guys, because at the end of the day, it's your creation. Do you find food and texture? Yes, I do, yes. I have to be, it's really weird. Something can put me off food so easily. It's like I'll smell the chicken cooking tonight and think, oh yeah, I might have a bit of chicken. Then when it comes to serving it, it's like, nope, can't touch it. Well, nope, back away from the chicken. That's how it goes. Right, so we've got those colours mixed together there. I'm going to leave that there. Now I'm going to get a watercolour piece. So again, you don't have a symbol that I have. You don't have a symbol. Oh, okay. What's I looking for? It's up to you if you want a symbol or not. Oh, so you have a symbol when you've paid for your subscription, and it's whether you want that on or not, I suppose. I'm not sure. One of them. It's all good fun. You haven't got to. You have got to. It's, you know, again, it's one of them. So I'm going to do the purples on it now. I'm going to do a different one this time, because this is watercolour card. I'm going to pick up Shaded Lilac, and I'm just going to do a mess. Yeah, you know me and messes. I love it. And then I'm going to pick up Pickled Raspberry. Now I'm going to bring that down here, maybe. Why not? There we go. Bless you. Do whatever you want to do. And then I'm going to pick up just some of this blue, and I'm just going to bring it around here and down here. Now, what I love about putting the oxides on in this way is I'll now do my water bit, kill it with kindness. And I have no idea, apart from the areas. Look at that now. Look at that. Now I'm going to let it soak in. And I'm going to let it soak into the watercolour card. Is there a link for you? Not on the, it's actually on the face, on YouTube. So when you log into YouTube, so if you're on an iPhone, you'll have to do it on a laptop. Marie found this out the other day, to be honest with you. So you have to log in, and then it'll give you the joining options, basically. Honestly, I'll make up words, and I'll call things totally different to what they actually are. There was a big green box with the next sound, and it says welcome. Yes, that's right. Bit of an odd one, but I saw that as well, Diane. I dread to think what people see. Yeah, but it's all right. Anyway, so there's that. So you can paint it on, squirt it, move it around, and again you can use a brush and move it, but I quite like that. So I'm going to dry this off now, and again, where you've got the movement, just allow it to move. So if you don't want watermarks, you won't get clear watermarks. You'll just allow it to soak into the paper, and it'll give you those lovely colours for where they are. If you start dabbing off, then obviously then you'll get more pronounced watermarks. That's all right, no worries at all. I know things are totally different when you're on your phone to how when you're on your iPhone to when you're on a laptop. Because I'm just a paying member. You lot love it. So if your card curls, turn it back over. It'll curl itself out with the heat on, and you just keep doing it until you get where you want to get with that. Okay, so there we've got another lovely background. And again, you can add, if you want to add more in-depth with the brushes, and if you can actually put more colour back on if you wanted to, or even now, if you look at it and you think, oh, I just want to pop a yellow in a place here, pop a bit of yellow in, because yellow again could be a highlighter in a different way. Yellow and these colours complement each other so very, very well that you can really just pull out little areas if you wanted to, or if you're really bold, just get there you go. I've just dabbed with, I've just literally blobbed two pieces there, and all I'm going to do now is just squirt water onto it and see what I get. Look at that now, and I think that's stunning. And again, you've got the blues, that pinky purple, the yellow. Love it, absolutely love it. Yeah, Mom's shaking her head. Mom likes it too. Oh dear me. And just before you get your watermarks, if you don't want your watermarks, just dab it nice and lightly and allow the colour to sink in, because if you're using watercolour card, that's exactly, you want it to hit where it is, you want it to do what you want it to do, and away you go. So let me just wipe this up because I'm getting it everywhere, which is about right with me. I'm going to dry this bit off now, move it around. So I'm going to move that yellow around now, and yes, I'm going to get watermarks, but I don't mind that. I think it adds to an effect for me anyway. And if you want to get a black pen and do your little drawings and little lines and little bits and bobs, go for it. So again, I'm just looking at the wet marks on the card and just drying it so I know it's dry. So to me now, that's added another depth. Just adding that two little blobs of yellow and allowing it to move has added another depth to that. And it's really brought out the different colours on the card. So again, just think about what you're putting where and what you're trying to achieve. Okay, so those are two really, really easy backgrounds. Now, a lot of you love sort of sunrise sunsets. So I'm going to show you how to do a really, really quick and easy sunrise sunset, depending on how you want to see it. How distress type do you use? What do you mean? I don't get that, sorry. Annette, Amaret, can you just, how distress type do you use? Distress type, do you mean the oxide? So I use oxides. I'm hoping that's what you're asking. I don't use inks. I don't like them. I don't like the way they move. I can move the oxides a lot better. I'm hoping that's what you're asking. If not, put it in a different way just so I understand or I get what you're asking. So apologies on that one. Okay. So paint re-ink. Yeah, they're oxides. There you go. Sorry. So I use the oxides. Yeah, I'll show it this way. So it's a Salvage Patina pad, oxide, and then the oxide re-inker. Okay. Yeah, so I used a re-inker to do this then. So I just used that with re-inker. So I painted with the re-inkers. And then this was done with the pads. So you can see you get very similar effects, but different effects. But this is watercolour card and this is super smooth. So again, you're seeing the pattern of the card come through on here. So hopefully you can see that. But obviously the super smooth is exactly that, super smooth. So I'm going to now do with watercolor paint, just a very, very easy, and then I'm going to show you with oxides, okay, how to do a sort of a sunrise sunset sort of thing. So prep, so oxide rinker, got it? Yeah, that's the stuff, gal, you got it. So I am going to spray my paint with water just to get them cooking, going, doing something. And I'm doing yellow, orange, red, maybe even a bit of pink, just to show you nice and easy. And I am actually going to spray my card, and this is 300 GSM Super Smooth Pink Frog, with water first, and I'm going to make sure it's over. And if you're unsure, take a brush and just cover, just so it's covering what you need. Okay, there you go. So I'm going to move these two out the way because I don't know how crazy I'm going to get with this now, and I'm going to do it this way round. So the bottom, I'm just going to put a light bit of green on. So let me just grab this. So I'm just going to put a little bit of a green, and it's wet. Obviously this is watercolour. Got to go for it. No worries at all. Right, say hello to Mom for me. Big hugs. Hi. There we go. There we are. So you mentioned the word mom, and my mom will react, even though it's not aimed at her.
Sorry. I'm listening to a book as well.
She's not taking any notice of what I'm doing.
I'm trying to listen to both on you.
So, yeah, so I don't believe her. Anyway, so here, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dry the bottom off, just with a bit of heat, just this bottom area here. There we go. And that's allowing me to have that bit of ink stay put. Now here, my spell, oh, don't even go there. I don't even want to tell you what I end up spelling. So up here is still wet. Yeah. So I want to put down some yellow. So I'm going to go with quite sort of a rich yellow to begin with. There we go. And I'm going to take it up a little bit. But the main bit, I'm just going to put a little bit down here. And as you can see, the ink, the paint is moving, yeah. And while that paint's still moving, I'm going to put an orange down, and I'm just going to take it in just a little bit, and I'm going to move it up a little. Yes, it is super. Yes, it is. It's Pink Frog Super Smooth card, which is 300 GSM. And then I'm going to get a bit of like the reddy orange. And I'm going to take it down like that. Now, all I'm going to do now is spray on my paint, because I'm using watercolour paint. And I'm just going to move this around. Now, there's a lot of artists that we all follow and we all enjoy watching that do this sort of style. You can add if you want to. Yeah. And that's as easy as it gets now. You can hold it upside down if you want, so it runs and it blends in. Or you can hold it this way so it comes down that way. We want the colour to go that way. So all I'm going to do now is just get me a little bit of a cloth, so I can just wipe that off. And if you're going to build it up with trees and stuff like that, that's all you need, basically. And then I'm just going to blend this colour here in, just so it's not sort of for 5 seconds. for 5 seconds. That's exactly what she's saying. I like that interpretation of oh, I love it. I do revisit the comments, so if there is anything that's missed, please feel free for anybody to answer anything that comes up if I do miss anything, and I know you guys do, so I appreciate that. So when you've looked at this now, you've got a grass line, and then you've got that blend up. Now for here, if you want to just put in a bit of blue work, I'm going to do a little bit of like a lightish blue here. Now that's dry. Oh, hello. So that's sort of like a very light sort of like a purpley blue, that is. Let's get a bit of a blue so we can see. Okay, so now I'm going to add some water. And now you can see how much water I'm adding to this card, and this card ain't shifting for nobody. And this is what I love, and this is why I use Pink Frog, because I know I can drown this card over and over again, and I have no issues with it at all. So just remember, what card you use does affect your work, and I'm going to take that down. Now, I can let that blend back up. Oh, hello. Let me just wipe that up. There we go. and then I can take that and blend that in if I wanted to. Now, I want to put some cloud into this, so I'm going to get my bleed proof, and there's going to be some here already. Making sure that this is, I need to blur out during the festive. Bless you. So I'm just using what's in the lid. And then all I'm going to do now is just do a bit of fluffiness. And that will give you that sort of interpretation of clouds. Now, if you want it a little bit more, just pop it in. Now, there's a lot of white on that. Now, this white is like proper toxic. It's brilliant, I must admit. So depending on how you want this bit to be, whether you want it to be really fluffy, go for it. If you want it to be a little less, you know, mix it in with the colour, allow it to sort of move around sort of thing, okay? But again, you know, if you think to yourself, not quite liking the look of that either, dry it off, blend it, move it around. And that is all it will really do when it comes to you putting in just different colours in different places. Now, I've lost me. Oh dear me. You've got all sorts going on there, you have. Right, so I'm just going to dry this off a minute. And when you look at it, don't always think it's not what you want, because you can add, again, you can add or take things away if you need to. So I'm just going to get that shininess off now, so I know it's gone into the card. You still don't have a house phone. Oh my god. Hopefully you just got a mobile, so you're able to get in touch with people if you need different services and stuff like that. So when you look now, you've got this nice little bit of clouding, the colour of sort of your sunset, sunrise, and then you've got this area here. Now, depending on how you are to what you like doing, you could add little trees, you could add little bits, but I'm going to just grab an archival. They stole it. Oh wow, crikey, it's all go. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to take that on now with a wet brush, damp brush. I am just going to move that just a little, just so it moves. And if you wanted to just put it on with ink, you can do, but I'm just going to take that and let it blend it down a little bit. And then if you're comfortable to dab a little bit of black ink in, and I'm using the black ink out of the kuretake paints. And then all I'm going to do is just give me that sort of shade area there. So let me just put a bit more water on that. And I'm going to move that a little bit so it takes it down. And then I'm going to blend it out. And the best thing I love with watercolour paint is you can really move things around. So that now I've got a hillside and that lovely sort of clouds going on. Do you know what I mean? So again, I mean, you can add, if you wanted to think, well, I just want a little bit more depth going on here, you can get your paint and you can start building a scene. You know, and before you know it, you've actually captured yourself a lovely little scape there. So for me now, I've actually got kuretake. Yeah, that'll do. I'll just call it whatever, because you know me. I never pronounce anything properly because I don't care. But yeah, you know what it is because you can see it. And if you can't, I'll show it you. But yeah, can't spell, can't talk properly, don't care. And that's what you all love about me, because I'm able to be me in front of you guys. So, oh, talking about being me, obviously I just want to say to you guys, and I don't like doing this, but I'm very grateful that you tag me in certain groups in regards to your beautiful creations that you do. There is a certain group that doesn't like you tagging me, and that means tagging my name so it turns a different colour. And I'm really sorry, but you're having your post taken down because you tagged me in it. And I am really, it's really upsetting me, and I'm really sorry that it's upsetting you guys in that sense as well, because it's not nice. It takes you a lot of courage to post pictures and to say thank you to people, and then people are taking posts down. So I'm really sorry about that. So if you want to put my name in it, Lisa Magical Maker, just don't tag it so it doesn't turn a different colour. And then apparently that would still be okay, I believe. If it's took down again, it's just because you've put my name to it, and that's just bullying in my eyes, I'm afraid to say. And I am using that language. and it's really sad that I've got to do that. But there you go. So I just wanted to say that you know, I feel for you, and it's upsetting me as well, and it's not nice at all, and there is nothing I can do about it, so I'm really sorry about that. So I see, that's what happens when you start talking and you let things out. Look at that, badam. So yeah, so a tissue and a bit of paint and water, and you can create some beautiful things, even if, you know, it is one of them. That's live, went 8 p.m. to 4:30. That, like, really, oh my gosh, fair play to them guys. That's all I'll say. It's a habit I've got, being educated. Yeah, it's all right, don't worry, Dana, don't take it no way, sweetheart. You make me chuckle. I like your quirkiness. So Diane actually does help me, because sometimes when I can't pronounce things, she'll break it down for me. So she actually helps me more than I think, in that sense. So we could actually put, let me just, I have grabbed some stamps. Where did I put them? So before I came on, I grabbed a couple of stamps. Now, they are Tracy Evans. There'll be a time when I'll be grabbing my own stuff soon. I want something silhouette-y. Oh, these are quite funky. I'm going to do this one. So this is from the new set, the TE44. Yeah, no nonsense. You can put what you like in my mashup group. That's why I created the mashup group, because I was sick of people having their stuff taken down because they'd use different stamps. You can use whatever stamps you like in my group, and tag away, you know, and put tutorials up and stuff like that. There is unfortunately one person's tutorials I don't agree with. I'm not going to say it on here, but if things are taken down, PM me and I'll explain why. So, you know, there you go. Right, so I'm going to put some hearts on. I'm going to do them in black, because when you've got such a dramatic scene, it's nice to have a black silhouette to pop. So there we go. So, oh, I'm going to put that there. Let me turn that over. It's a great set. Yeah, definitely. There's some fabulous stamps out there. Okay, I'm going to come up here because I want a bit of height to this. So you've obviously stopped there. Now, if you're clever enough, and I don't mean that none of us aren't clever, but all you got to do is just bring it down a different place. That's all, and just build it up. Now, this is such a fabulously odd. I mean, you can do first and second generation, add a third in if you want. There is no right and wrong. It will give you your backing in a different way. So let me just, oh look, see, when you've done that, if you don't clear, let's do it. Stamp off and then on you go. Yeah, you get it, you guys. You know what you're doing. So already, look at that, fabulous. So let me just see if I can take one from that there, and let's just take it up a little bit. There you go. How beautiful. Now, how different is that? Just adding them few little stamps on there has really, really changed. And I'm going to do that as a little single one here. Just a very contrast from my logo. Oh, wow. How cool is that, Annette? I must admit, Tracy Evans stamps are fabulous. I've got her full collection. And I've been using Tracy Evans stamps for quite a bit, to be fair. You know, I didn't start with her from day one. She was at All and Create for some time, and she's in her own right gathered up some great people and great support. Tips for brain fog. Wow. There's a lot of different journals and stuff and things like that you can do. Yes, it is nice to have a local shop, isn't it? Crumbs. I mean, but yeah, I mean, some of these are absolutely stunning. Absolutely. And we've got a butterfly there. Let's put that butterfly on. So I'm using TE45. I want to put this butterfly on. That's a cutie. See, sometimes honestly, your collection, it grows too quick, your collections do. My goodness me, before you know it, it's like, oh, we're waiting for a new release, you know. Okay, so let's put that on there. What are you huffing and puffing at? Are you having a problem?
No, I'm going all right.
She's doing all right. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. So our lovely little butterfly is now in flight. Voila. How pretty is that? I mean, you put a nice little sentiment on that. Bob's your uncle. You know the rest. Okay, so let's pop that in there. Nature. I mean, she's got some lovely words. Nature, be unique, garden. Perfect, yeah. With bravery wings she flies. Oh, that's got to go on. Let's put that on. I like that. With brave wings she flies. Yes. Love the sky. Thank you. So that white has made the difference with the sky, and that's the bleed proof. Okay. Let's just put this little bit of wording on. Now, I am going to do a drop shadow. So let me just show you how I do a drop shadow just for you guys. So I will stamp. Yeah. Nice and firm. Lift it up. Bring it over and down just a smidgen. And that will give me that under shadow. Okay. Thank you. I'm glad you like the sky. I'm going to put this words up here. The sky's fantastic. Thank you. I love doing my backgrounds. As probably some of you lot know me. I am sort of a background person. Okay, so there you go. Look at that. A nice little under shadow. And that's just your first and second generation. There's for you guys. And there's the card looking properly. Now, for me, you do need to go in with that little bit of detail just there, so it looks like we've got let me just put this away a sec. There we go. Let me just, because I can see I'm going to end up, we'll have a chance to do one more card, I think, or one more background anyway, and we'll mix everything. We'll do a mixture of everything. Okay, so we'll do the pads, the re-inkers, and watercolor on a card. Let me just hold on, and I just want to maybe just do it look so it looks like I've got a couple of trees in the background here. Now all I do for my trees is I flick up, yeah, like so, in the background, and then all I'm going to do then is just have a little bit of water and just put a couple of different thank you, so glad it's helping. I'm going to put a couple of different greens on, so a little smidgen on my brush, and all I'm going to do is dab dab dab, dib dib dib, you know, a bit like dib dib dab 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 dab. Now, if you do that, for one, it's going to give you that interpretation that you've got something going on. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry. Quick little blast. So from that quick little blast, we're going to have a lighter green on. And I don't want to go too light, but I'm just going to I'm going to go with sort of like a light olive green. And I'm just going to dab here and there on that. And that will give me that sort of, let me just take it down a little smidgen here. Don't be shy to move things around, add the different colours. I mean, look at that now. That's really just popped that lovely. So again, let me just wet my brush off. Pull it off in my hand. Don't let things drop. Rub it around. Don't rub it into it. Well, you could rub it. It might be a moisturising cream. You don't know, do you? And all I'm going to do there is just dab those colours. There we go. Now I think that looks absolutely fabulous. Hi Nettie, hope you're well. So again, you can pull in different colours with that. If you wanted to get your pencils out and really, I mean, I'll probably put my pencils out into that, but I want to show you some backgrounds today. So there's another one. So let me dry that off like so, nice and quick. Yeah. And then what I want to do is I'm going to get, what have I got? Let me just grab a card. There we go. There we go. Right. So I'm going to, on this now, we're going to have watercolour paint, sponge, yeah. And then we're also going to have re-inkers. So we're going to have a whole shebango on this one. Might do this that way. Yeah. So let's do it. So I'm going to start with, okay, tell you what, you can choose. What colours would you like me to start with? Forget what we've already got and what we've already seen. Is there any other colours that you want me to start with? You've got reds, you've got oranges, you've got yellows, you've got pinks, you've got blues, you've got greens, you've got browns. What would you like me to start with? I know there's a delay, so don't worry. I can catch a breath now, you say. Red. There we go. Thanks, Ruth. That's what we're starting with. So, oh, red. Okay, I'm going to get candy apple out. Let's have a look. What we got. I've got a red brush in here somewhere. I'm sure I have. Let me see. That'll do. Red, orange. Okay, I'll tell you what, then if we do red, orange, let me get right persimmon. There we go. So I'm going to do candy apple, right persimmon. Yeah. Question, can you share your group on your page from time to time? Because I have slumbered that group. Can you share my group? My group is magic. Is it? Oh God, I forgot what my group's called. What's my group called, Mum? It's the mashup group. See, Mum's just not with it. Yeah, the mashup group. Yeah, Mum says yeah, Mum.
I'm mashing up.
She's mashing up. She's doing something. Bless her cottons. Right. Yes, I'll add some browns into this as well. Okay, so we've got candy apple on the oxides. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that into ripe persimmon. Still using the same brush, why not? This would make a nice sort of fire, this would. Oh, there we go. Now you're welcome. Magical mashup, yeah, something like that, I think.
Yep.
That's my group, anyway. There you go. And you can share whatever on there, you know, and give thanks, tag in the people that have inspired you. Like I said, there is only one person I will take off, and that's my own. And that, if anybody's got a problem with that, message me. And then I will give the lowdown. Well, I won't give you the lowdown because it's not to be shared. It's nobody else's business, only me and that person at the end of the day. I'm not into tittle tattle and chatting nonsense. I'll leave that to them people. Okay, so we have got, look at that, beautiful. Apologies, we're going to have finger marks on this, I can see already. But there's always ways to move those around. Okay, so, blah, 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 blah. There we go. Right then, so look at that. Beautiful. Right, so we've got yellows, reds, oranges. So let's put them over there. Let's spray some water on. Let's play. Now look, this will change this card very, very quickly. Very quickly. So already I love it. I love the way it's blended. Sorry you've had issues. Oh, it's all right. It's not just me. She's upset a lot of people. One of them. But as part and part, apparently the crafting world's such a nice world, but there's so much bitchiness, jealousy, ridiculousness. We're all adults. It's a big enough place for everybody, but it doesn't seem that's the case with some people, which is such a shame. Such a shame. And that's why I'd done that group, because I was sick and tired of people being upset. So hence, that's why I made that group. And it's, you know, it's a lovely group. There's some fabulous people in there. The odd time others slip in, but it's okay. Right then, so let me just dry this off. Yeah, exactly. It's wrong, you shouldn't have to take breaks because of other people's ways. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Right, let me just... Okay, so when you start blending out, you will blend out, as you can clearly see on here. So let me just get my candy apple. So I want to re-put on some oxide, basically. So let me just put that on first of all here. Now, again, you could do, always, honestly, there's some fabulous keyboard warriors, you know. Oh, I love it, I do. It's a shame, but hey-ho. Everybody's got their different ways of the world, don't they? Right, so on this now, I want to add just different elements, I suppose. So I'm going to add some red, and I've got a huge selection of reds in this paint area here. So I'm just going to start with whatever's nearest to me. But let me just re-squirt away here, and it will be this line of colour. So I'm just going to bring this into view a little bit, just so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. So this is the kuretake, or however you want to pronounce it, kuretake, gansai, tambi colours. There you go, that'll do. That wasn't too bad for me in pronunciation wise. And I am going to put this red over this now. Look at that. Wow. Yeah. And I'm going to be, because I love the way the movement is with these colours, you could think to yourself, well, I'm going to do like an orangey red here. And then up here, I'm going to do a bit of orange maybe. Yeah. Now, bear in mind, this is all watercolour paint. And I'm going to put that yellow here. Yeah. So I've put a fair bit down. Yeah. So that's watercolour paint on oxide. Yeah. Water. I'm sorry, I like... Oh, don't be daft, Trude, eh? That's more important going for walks with friends than coming and chatting nonsense with me. However, there's a time and place. So I hope you've had some fabulous making memories, going chilling in a field. Fabulous. Now, again, we've got that different movement, which is what I love. Okay, now I'm going to dab off because there's a lot of water gone on here. And if you like the mix of colour, keep it. Okay, don't dab off too much, but you have got the oxide underneath. Now, if you really want to pop, get your re-inker. Make sure you give it a shake. And you can pop on now. I have got yellow, so I'm just going to bring a bit of yellow in here. Yeah. And let me just see if I've got, what have I got here? Wild honey, abandoned coral, brown. Have I got it over here? Oh, I've got rusty hinge, that'll do. Let me just put a bit of rusty hinge on. So on here now, I'm just going to get my brush. And I'm just going to move that around. I don't want it just to sit and, I mean, if you want it to sit and puddle and you like the look of it, leave it. By all means, goodness me. You do you, but I'm just going to move things around because that's me. There we go. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of this rusty on. Now, I haven't really, I need to shake it a bit more. I don't want to do half a job with you guys. So let me just do that. Now this is, again, we're doing a different colour. But there's no wrong with that. You put whatever colours you want on. So I'm going to use my fan brush this time because that might actually just help it move and blend and do a little bit of something and whatnot. Now, if you think to yourself, well, I'm not liking that, because you know me, I'll always say it as it is. Get your water, give it a spray. So you've now got re-inkers, you've got paint on there, and we've still got card in one piece, yeah, which I'll show you in a second. So I'm going to get I've got a bit of tissue, yeah. So I've got me one sheet, and all I'm going to do is just dab around the edges, and I'm just going to take it in slowly because I don't want to lift the colour that I've put on because I've got paint and we've got the oxides on there, but I actually want it to start sinking in. Now the card's fine, you can dry off if you want. If you can leave this to dry naturally, even better, but I'm going to be quick. Because if you don't want the watermark, let it dry naturally. So I'm just going to quickly blast over that. That's just starting to dry nice now. I remember Lana saying rusty hinge with a well, that's a shame. That wouldn't surprise me at all though with Leona. Oh dear no. There we go. So let me just move that out the way. And again, if you think to yourself, well, I want it redder, I want more redder, and honestly, hinges and minges and yeah, I mean, goodness me, fair play, you know. So let's bring that red in now. Look at that. So all you've got to remember is don't be shy to play around with your colour. So I'm going to put mustard seed, and I'm going to put that yellow in that corner. And because you've got those areas where you've got sort of that pooling going on, you will actually be able to see that. Now there's loads of colour on that. Look at that for a background. At least it wasn't, oh dear me, that's shocking, isn't it? Oh dear me, crusty. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. There are folk out there, you know. It's one of them. It's not a good look. Oh dear. That's turned me off my dinner now, you guys, honestly. Right, so we have got an array of colours, yeah? We have had fun. Let me just, where was the other, let me just grab these over here. There we go. So this is what we've done. So we've got a base down. Let me move this over here. So we got a base down where we put white on and we've mixed it all together. And then we've used different, we've got watercolour card, which soaks in differently. And then we've got, obviously, the 300 GSM, which holds it really, really, really. Don't confuse Lisa's midges with minges. Oh, crumbs, no. They're definitely midges. Love it. Oh dear me. Listen, if you've got to lower the tone, lower it. And if you're going to do it good. Yeah, because it's normally me, to be fair. So it's glad that somebody else is, you know, going for it, you know. But you could do so much with this one. This would be really, really nice to put a nice black silhouette. Something to really pop. Something similar to this even, you know. So you can really, really, really play around with colours and really give yourself a background. Even if you look at it and you think, I'm really not sure about that. Look what that was to how it ended up. Great backgrounds, fabulous. Always keep a stash when you're, yes, exactly. So to me, I mean, I've got plenty here. Yeah, I've got that card, and then I've got all this over here. So I even done an envelope. So I made an envelope, and again, I've even done a card there. So all I've got to do is stick a sentiment on it. But that's what started it, and I thought you guys would love to see how to put this together. So for me, it's just looking at those colours. So if I showed you them colours, oranges, reds, browns, blues, purples, pinks, yellows, browns here. And look how they all come together, okay? And that is where you choose the colours you want to actually put them together. That, I'm going to definitely do something with this card because I can see flames, I can see magical stuff there. This one is very much sort of a scenery card, you know, in that sense. But then it depends on which way you turn it to what you're going to get, especially with the movement of the watermarks, you know. So again, you choose what you've done, you know, even if you dry it and return back to it. But there's so many different things that you can do. I love doing backgrounds, have loads, but can never think what to put on them. Really? Just look at the stamp then. You know, if I pick up, let me just put that in here. For instance, let's have a look then. Let me see what we got. Let's have a look. There you are. Okay, so you could look at a stamp set and you think, well, what's going to go on there? Yeah, let's do this then. So I've got that. What am I going to do? Well, I don't know. I ain't got a clue. But I've got two birdies. We've got some lovely sort of movement here. We've got a flower, and then we've got this with all the different bits in, which I love. So for me, it's going to be, let's grab that. So this is totally off the cuff. I have no idea what it's going to end up looking like. So let me just grab Mr. Birdie. Can't create. Got a spot. Really? Wow. Come on, you guys can do this. I know you can. So stick it on. Yeah. I'm going to do this really simple. Really, really simple. And you can do this. So you know when you've got a background and you think to yourself, what am I going to do? Right, so grab something that's a silhouette shape. Let's just I'm going to go there. There you go. That was a real good thought. The more you think about it, the more you hesitate. So just slap it on. Yeah. Give it a little whittle if you need to. If you're not on a flat surface, you need a flat surface. Oh, bless you. Rose, there's plenty on here today. Loads of easy backgrounds. There we go. So we've got this lovely little birdie on there. Now, what are we going to do with this little birdie, I ask? Or you're going to ask me. Lise, what are we going to do with the birdie? Well, I don't know. But I'll tell you what, we need to ground him. So let's ground him first of all. Let me grab my paints. Let's move this over here a second. Let's grab paint. Now, if you've got paint and you've got black in, you're laughing. But then if you've got the 48 set, you know, world's your oyster. If you haven't got your 48 set and you've got, say, okay, let me just grab for it. What's the first one that's going to, gansai, tambi, sumi doomies? There we go. Okay, let's do this. Let me put them out the way. So, sumi colours. Perfect. Love it. There's one here with a bit of green to it where we've got greens on that. So to me, I'm going to go straight to that. I'm going to pre do something with it. I'm activating it. I'm letting the water start moving that colour. You give it a little bit. That's going to give me a chance to put this away. Yeah. Now, what I love about gansai tambi is it moves. Now, we've got oxides down. We know oxides move with water. We've already done that this morning. So, we've got gansai tambi in here. I've got a brush with water. So, all I'm going to do now is put some water on, which means that I'm moving around that oxide that's already down. Right? So, this is what happens when you have a brain moment. You think, what am I going to do? I don't know. So, I'm using Sumi Green. Now, I don't want to put too much on, but I want to make sure I'm picking pigment up. And I'm putting my brush into a point as best as I can. And then what I want to do is I want to ground this little fella. Now, these gansai tambi move. Now, if you're unsure about what's going to happen, don't do it. If you like what you've got, leave it. But I'm just going to go like that. And then what I'm going to do is make sure I've got plenty of ink on there. Yeah. Some of you that know me will probably already know what I'm going to do, but let me just take off what's on there because I don't want to waste it. Expensive stuff, this gansai tambi stuff is, you know. Put it there. Let me get the water, and I am just going to spray it up like so. There you go. Let me let's make a movement. There you go. Grounded bird, tickety-boo. So let me now dry it. Don't worry if it moves, let it move, it'll add to it. So I'm going to take that off, I'm going to take this off, there we go. I'm going to do something with that. Right, so while I've still got a little bit of move, I'm going to change brush now. And I am just going to go back in with the gansai tambi. I'm just going to show you exactly what I'm doing so you can see. This is still plenty of water in that. So I am now going to ground him, definitely. Because he's moved a little bit. And just where you've got that little bit of movement, bear in mind this is a green undertone to this gansai tambi one that I'm using. So because we've got all these lovely greens on, I'm going to bring that all together there. Now here, I've done a line like so. So I'm going to take that line back up. And then I'm actually going to take this up and follow that line. And then I'm literally going to splatter it. And there we go. And that is just for the sake of doing a bit of a mess, really. Now, if you want to really be like proper, I want him proper grounded, just go under his foot. You could go into the little bird that we've just stamped. So it looks like all this is coming from the little birdie. Depends how creative you would like to go now. So it could be coming out of his feet. There we go. And going over. So the bird is creating this beautiful, and because the green of the gansai tambi is going into the greens of the oxides, you've got that lovely mix of colour going on. Now I'm happy with that, and that was just for the sake of a background, one stamp and a gansai tambi. You've got to trust what you're using. So gansai tambi, even if they're not the granulating or the sumi set, these set here does the same. The inks, the colours move the same. I'm just making sure I ain't put all water underneath it. So let me dry it off. Let's just do that first of all. Let's move things out the way. Let me dry that bit there. There we go. Move that out the way. Okay, so let's get this ink dry, and I'll show you now when it's dry. That's just from one stamp. If you had just one job, if you've got one stamp, you can make a piece of art. Trust me. So I'm just going to dry these little blobs off. Nearly there. There we go. Nearly. If it takes a bit of time, I mean, look at the amount of water again we've had on this card. It's in one piece. This card, I have tried my hardest to destruct it. There we go. I've tried my hardest to destruct the card and it just doesn't happen. Now, I can see a tiny little eye there. Now, if you have a very steady hand, and I say that because even I have problems sometimes. So I've got the most tiniest brush. Let me just grab. That one's tiny. Excuse me for going over the camera. So these angled brushes are brilliant. In the gob it goes. And that just gives me the tiniest point ever. Now, I am going to have a little bit of liquid on, and then where it's a little bit crusty, I say that in the nicest of ways, especially with what you guys have all been talking about. Dearie me. I just want to get that bit of pigment. And if you're unsure, I'm just going to go in my lid because I want pure white pigment on my brush. And you can see how tiny this is. Okay, now all I'm going to do now is where Tracy has just put a hint, and if you've got arthritis or any problems, this brush is great because it's angled down. So you can, I'm going to do a tiny dot, and I'm just going to go under his little eye, just exactly with what is there. And I've put his little tiny eye in, and now all I'm going to do is just a little bit of a highlight just here and there, nothing major. And then if you really want to go arty-farty, just put a little bit of white in places, just so it brings out that sort of where you've got the black. The darker part is you've got your alternative highlight now, yeah? And all that will do is just allow your eye to be drawn to what you've put together, basically. So I'm just going to go down here. Now, you can use your gel pens and stuff like that, but if you're able to play around with a little detailing brush, have a go, because you know, even if you go over and out the lines, it will still make you look like where you've got your splatters. Now, if I really went to town on here, I could say that's a bit of snow in there, you know. Now, that's a little wren because he's got a short, stumpy tail. And if it ain't, apologies. But that's what I'm saying he is. You put a little red breast on him, you could have like a little funky-looking little robin. And again, you do what you want to do at the end of the day. There you go. One little geezer. So I'm just going to take that along here, take that along there. Now, again, a little bit of dampness to this, and all I'm going to do is just lift off just here and there, and then clean my brush off here. Anyone see a snail? Oh, crikey. Snail where? Show me. I love it when you guys see things. So I'm just blending the white into the colour now. There we go. And again, this changes things. This is what I love. Hopefully I've not took away your snail, because I like snails. Fabulous. I'm just going to have a smidgen of black here. There we go. Love it. There we are. Sorted, sorted, sorted. There we go. Sorted. Oh, I can't see the snail. Where's your snail? Snail, snail, snail. Up to the left. Are them his antlers, maybe? Is that what you're seeing? Let's have a look. So maybe it's like his little head. Yes, I see it. So hopefully maybe these are the antlers, and it comes down to the body, and then maybe we could have a snail here, maybe. I don't know. Is that what you saw? I mean, I could take very quickly. Let me just put a little bit of paint on a brush. So all I'm doing is using just black now. Let me just pop it here. Let me just So off your snail, I could quite easily just take that up, bring it down. See, it depends now on how you want to go to this. It just needs the house. Oh, it was right then. Oh, okay, fabulous. So I'll tell you what then. Let's just let's play around with that then. If it's Mr. Snail, let's just bring that down a bit then. I think snails have got some funky features in them. So yeah, we could have his little house there. But let me just put a few little dark wiggly bits in. bring that up there and around there. Let me turn him around. See, look, you got me going off on time. I was going 10 minutes ago. Crikey, you lot, just honestly. So, you know, if you just like, you know where I always say, the detail makes a piece. Yeah, please don't forget your thumbs up while you're on here. It really does help things. And I really appreciate it. And don't forget, if you want to join the monthly tutorial. So once a month I will be live, and you have to be a member for that. There ain't going to be no repeat. It will be available to the members anytime they like, and anything I post in the members section will be available for them all the time. Well, I quite like that now. I've added that little bit of black onto it, so it looks quite cool. So all I've done here is just added the black out the set, the kuretake set. I'm just going to put a little bit of grass in. So that's just an upward flick of your brush, nothing major. Please don't tell me you can't do it, because you can. I love it when people say, I can't draw. Everyone can draw. If you can stamp and you can sort of see something through a stamp, you can draw. So there we go. Right, so there you are, sorted. So that's what we've created out of nothing. Okay, nice little sentiment on, and away you go. Right, so let's wipe that out the way. There we go then. So any questions or anything before I love and leave you? Is everybody good? My grandson has a giant African lancer. Oh wow, how fabulous is that, Diane? I did get a box of giant. Oh, did you really? Oh god, I fell asleep, if I'm honest. Don't spoil it, Lisa. Walk away. Yes, I've walked away. I just wanted to add a little bit of grass in it. Beautiful. There we go. What you will also find is when I'm doing all these makes, because they pile up, anybody that's in a member, I will be sorting out a group of stuff. And for those of you that do something in the membership and have a go and post in there, I will be giving away some of my artwork to you guys. So there's a lot that's going to go on. It's very much worthwhile to become a member. Again, there's no problem if you don't worry about it. Right, so to draw. So yes, that's right. Totally agree with that. Totally. Unfortunately, I've got nothing to go off, so this was all out my head. That's why it's sort of yeah, an interesting creation. But I'm going to mat and layer this because I think it's really funky. So yeah, there you go. So thank you all so very much for joining me. Please give me a thumbs up. We'll go and watch the begin. Oh, the beginning's brilliant, actually, Trudy. You got some really good backgrounds, you know, and some really good bits and bobs. So hopefully it's going to inspire you to make some beautiful backgrounds. And like I say, if you're posting in other groups, I won't name them, you all know. Just don't, if you tag me, write my name, but as long as it doesn't go blue, then it's fine. Unfortunately, if you tag me, your post will be taken down, and I'm really sorry about that. And it's upsetting for you, and it's upsetting for me as well, because I thought that we were all adults, but clearly not. Anyway, I'm going to go. Have a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous weekend, what's left of it. Enjoy your Sunday dinners. Give your family a hug. Be pleasant. Be blessed. I'm going to go and help my other half. I can look at him now in the garden. He's doing something with, I think he's ground some garlic. Oh, fabulous. Right then, I'm glad you enjoyed that. That was just one stamp and the rest was freehand. Oh, fabulous. Right, I'm going to go. I'm going over this way first. So you guys, hi Nicole. There's the paint set of viewers today. That's the Kuretake Gansai Tambi 48 set. And there's all of my other sets there, which came out to play. Re-inkers and bits and bobs. I've got some re-inkers up there as well. Okay, so I'll see you all soon. Take care. So that's you guys gone. Da, da, da. There we go. Right then, so you lot always have a little blast at the end. So oxides that I've used. Obviously, they've come from here. So I have majority of all my re-inkers, to be fair. There's my paints. Oh, hello. We're on the fairground ride. Bye, Diane. Paints that I've used. There's all of the rest of my Kuretake Gansai Tambi lot. My re-inkers are along here, and then the majority are in there. I am going to start using these cubes for you lot as well, which I think will be a really good thing to get a cube colour. We'll pick a number, and then whatever colours are on the cube, maybe we'll use. But here's the majority of the stuff. Well, here is the stuff that we made today. All bits and pieces, bits and bobs. All those lovely. I mean, look at the amount of backgrounds I've got there now. All of those, all of those, all of those. So it just shows you how quickly you can get backgrounds done and put them on a pile for whenever. So I'm going to go 1.5 hours. I was only expecting to do an hour. So there you go. We've done a bit more. So I will see you all tomorrow in Tracy Evans' boutique group. Design seems very toxic. I've worked in some fabulous ones, some not so. Yeah, tell me about it, Alison. It's very much an eye-opener. Such a shame, really. Really is such a shame, Alison. But luckily I'm around nice people now, so that's the main thing. But yeah, it's such a shame. So thank you all for the thumbs up, and I will see you in Tracy Evans' boutique tomorrow, and we will be doing some interesting stuff with paints and a little book, which will be the journals, which is over here. So have a good one, and I will see you all soon. So take care, everybody. Ooh, aye, we're off again. Bye for now.